Hi everyone, this is my takedown of the second boss in Eternity of Pain with Symbiote Supreme. And since the boss is going to be replaced in a few hours, I thought to myself, I tried something different for this upload. And instead of talking about the fight, I'm getting a little into my experience with the events so far. The first week was Crossbones. The fight wasn't too hard, wasn't very easy, which is a nice way of getting eased into the event. You mainly rely on his cooperation with throwing his SP1, so you can get free openings, and he keeps a nice number of Furies, so you can actually do damage to him at all. You may say relying so much on AI cooperation is BS, but I think since the fight is repeatable without spending energy, it's not a big deal in this case. There were plenty of options for every objective, which is always appreciated. Many people say the bonus objective for Paragon player was not fair because it provided no real additional challenge, and probably everyone that cleared the Thronebreaker objectives could clear the Paragon as well without much trouble. And at this point I don't want to address this, but I promise when we get to the fight that is now playing on screen, I will get to it. To finish my thoughts on week 1, I used King Groot, rank 3. It took me about 3 or 4 tries, I don't remember, and then I got the one-shot. And then I used Dragonman, which is also rank 3, for the Mystic objective. This was Paragon only. On the first try I got him down to 4%, then I decided this is good enough in my book, time is also a resource. I used the revive and put him down. And yes, the Paragon objective for this week was pretty easy. For week 2 I go more into my personal approach to this week, since I think it helps getting my point across. I'm currently spending a lot of time in the Siege arena, so I planned this fight on Sunday, because there is no arena that interests me. Well, several things came up over the weekend, including more hours into my job, which is also the reason why I now have a free Summoner Sigil instead of a 5-star Sigil in my roster. But that's not the point of today's video and not a problem at all. But I got backed up with things to do pretty heavily, so much that I did my 2 fights for the event about 12 hours before the boss changes. Which is really a last minute fight for me, since I don't have more time during the days for serious fights, for everything that goes beyond your traditional login and do your AQ fight things, you know. So I did kind of my homework, and after a quick YouTube search and some line discussions over the week, I decided on doing the objectives for Thronebreaker with rank 3 Professor X and for Paragon with rank 2 Symbiote Supreme. Which is of course a symbiote, and the bonus objective for this week is symbiotes. I started with rank 3 Professor X, and I really felt the pressure of the clock. The clock really was running for me, and after 45 minutes I didn't get a single try that I was satisfied with. And I'm not considering myself to be the worst Professor X player. I took an entire Abyss path 4, mainly with Professor X for the Mutant Abyss challenge in Karina's Challenge Volume 2. By the way, I still have my notes which I took in preparation for this one, so if you want to hear about this, tell me in the comments, maybe I make a video one day. If you're struggling with this challenge or you want to explore a different path. But back to the topic. So my next try took about 25 minutes. Because work is very demanding right now, and I got several matches I had to respond immediately, and even a phone call, so the match got paused repeatedly. Luckily, I kind of zoned out and managed to get him down to 4%, which I was pretty happy with. And I revived and totally took him down. Now I messed up, died again, revived the second time and then took him down. We all make mistakes, it happens. So next, the Paragon objective. I looked at the clock and I was very worried. I had about 2 or 3 serious tries left, And all this time before I was playing with a rank 3, and now I had to do it with a rank 2. I collected myself for 2 or 3 minutes. I went in and I got the one-shot on my first try. Now you could say I got lucky, I got experienced with the fight because I was fighting it for about an hour now. I was confident because I just took him down. And while all of this is possible, you saw the fight on the screen. I make several mistakes and I still finished the fight. It was easy compared to the fight before, but to the point of the video. The objectives of the Paragon players. Do I think the Paragon objectives should be harder than the other ones? No, not really. They can be, but they don't have to be. They can also just provide you with a different spin-off on a fight, another approach, another playstyle, a champion you're maybe not comfortable or experienced with. I think that's totally fine. As long as all of the objectives are in the same total range of difficulty, which is one of the reasons I didn't comment on week 1 with a separate video, but for week 2, the mutant one, at least to me, felt very hard in comparison to the Paragon one. I think the mutant one was the most restrictive and the hardest one by far. And since this wasn't the Paragon one, I think it's not fine for this week. And I don't like to see this. I think if one challenge is significantly harder, one objective, it should be the Paragon one. And I would like to hear your opinion about it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think they also should always be the same difficulty? Do you think Paragon achievements Paragon objectives should always be harder? Let me know in the comments and maybe give me a reason why. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me for this awful long time.